Hello, Keto Together. What is up? Happy Sunday, everybody. It is me, Alexis Olson, coming to you live from Missoula, Montana today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. And there's a plane. But anyway, as you're hopping on, please let me hear from you. I want to know if you were watching this live. Just drop a 1 in the comments below if you are. And if you are watching and tuning into the replay today, drop a 2 in the comments below with the hashtag replay. I'm going to go over how I take KetoBawse, what it's done for me and my story with it. And yeah, I haven't gone live and talked about this in this group yet. And if you are new to this group, just comment below hashtag new. So if you haven't watched the pinned post at the very top of this group, it gives you all of the information you need to know in about 4.5 minutes about max ketones, ketosis, and keto. So just as a disclaimer, I don't do strict keto, and if you do, that's awesome. You do you. I personally, what works best for me and my mindset is I don't exclude any food groups from my diet. It just works best for my mindset. However, that doesn't mean that I can't achieve some of the benefits that all y'all strict ketoers are experiencing. So that makes me really excited. That made me very excited about KetoBawse, which is why I decided to try it. So I was talking with a gentleman earlier today, and I was sharing my story with him, and so it made me remember and want to share. So for me, I had tried the keto diet about 2 years ago, but only for about a week. And I was super tired. I didn't give it enough time, obviously. I've been paleo, I've tried pretty much everything, and I'm at a really happy place with where my health and mindset and fitness and weight loss journey is going. And so about a year ago, I started this just as a customer. I didn't want to run a business or anything like that. And I just wanted to feel better. Honestly, I was in a really dark place in my life. Let me take a deep breath. I was in a pretty low place in my life. I felt like a lot of things were falling apart. I didn't have a lot of hope. Physically, mentally, I was exhausted. I was a full-time barista working in Beverly Hills, and I was overly caffeinated, and I felt like no matter how much sleep or caffeine I got, that the brain, I just never felt like I could keep up. Like I just didn't feel, I'm 25, and I felt a lot older than I was. I had aches and pains all over. I have a shoulder injury that I had been dealing with for 5 years that I could never get to feel better at all. And I had trouble sleeping. My appetite was way off. My mood was all over the place. I was a hot mess, and I didn't even really know it. But I knew that I needed to do something. I knew that there had to be a way to feel better. I mean, I was only 24, and I just had this heaviness that I carried around with me everywhere, and just kind of the blues, to be honest. And I felt like I wanted that jump or that spring back in my foot, in my step, and that zest for life that I had a few years ago. And I have found that now. And for me, I'm going to show you my favorite flavors right now and how I use them. For me, that started with my first sip of Max Maui Fruit Punch, the charged one. So this has about a cup of coffee, the caffeine equivalent to a cup of coffee. So for me personally, it was love at first sip. As I said, I was in a dark place in my life. I had just gone through an unexpected, out of the blue breakup. And I knew that I needed endorphins like no other, but I couldn't get myself to work out. And so I had about a 10-pack trial that I had stuffed in my suitcase, and I remembered it. And hey, Lisa, thanks for joining. And I mixed this up with a bunch of water, and I drank it on a pretty empty stomach. And at that time, my appetite was really bad. I was barely eating. And I drank the whole thing, and I did Insanity and like a weightlifting workout back to back because I wanted to be hardcore. I wanted to do doubles. And that's when I decided to go dig the wrapper out of the trash can and look at what was actually in this stuff, because I didn't understand what it was. I didn't need to understand what exogenous ketones were, but I knew that this was going to be like my next purchase. I knew I needed more of them. And I slowly started to pull myself together. I slowly started to be able to, have that motivation for life again. But I relied on these every single day. And so now today, I drink it every morning when I wake up. I fill up about this much of water, and I try to drink water first before I just like start chugging caffeine, because I feel like it works better that way if you wait a little bit. But some days if I'm running off to hot yoga, it's maybe just like a couple, like I chug a bit of water, and then it's like straight to the caffeine, straight to the ketones, because I need them. And if you all have experienced ketosis, you know like how great the high is and how it feels, and the clarity and the focus. And so some days it's just like straight to this, I'm not gonna lie. So what I'll do is I'll sip on it on the way to yoga. It helps me wake up. I sip on it during yoga, and it helps with my strength and my endurance. And I can get through a 90-minute hot yoga class fasted on one of these. And if you're just starting out, I recommend just starting half a packet. If you haven't been eating healthy, or you have issues with energy or digestion, it's going to take you a while to adjust to these. During my first couple of weeks regularly on max ketones, I did experience some like GI issues, where I had issues with diarrhea, and things were just like I wasn't regular, and a lot of people have issues with it, and that's why I have to talk about it. And so what I did is I just took a couple of days off. I stopped taking the ketones. I just drank water. I focused on getting my electrolytes back up, ate some pink Himalayan salt, and got some healthy fats in, had some avocados, and then I went back to just half a packet, drank it a little bit slower. I stopped drinking the one that had MCT oil in it, because that seemed to make me go more. But it was all a good thing. I knew it was all part of the process. Like all in all, like I felt, a couple of times I was traveling full time during this period, and I drank one of these before a flight. I don't recommend that if you're not. I don't really recommend it ever, honestly. Only because it is a diuretic, so you will pee a lot, which is not the best position to be on the airplane. I have done it on some short flights, like an hour flight or 2-hour flights. So yeah, that's my schedule with this. And then throughout the day, like after lunch, I usually, either after lunch or after dinner, I always have a sweet tooth. So I've been doing the cream. I'm trying not to drink coffee right now. So I actually just mix this with almond milk. And you can like half almond milk, half water. So this is amazing. It has all your healthy fats and MCT oil. And please get back to the person who invited you to this group if you'd like to try a 10-pack experience. And then the last thing I do before I go to bed most days is I have a caffeine-free. I like the raspberry lemonade flavor, and I just sip on this slowly, like as I'm in bed doing my nightly routine. This puts me into ketosis while I sleep, so even if I had carbs that day, I know I'm getting back to that optimal and that preferred state for me, which is ketosis. And then sometimes too, I like to have this Swiss cacao on hand. This is a great dessert. I mix this one with half almond milk, half water as well. Sip on it slowly. It's like chocolate milk. And sometimes I do it for like breakfast, and then I'll just break my fast at noon or 2 p.m. So yeah, this stuff, by the way, this will keep me full until about noon, 1 to 2. Like I eat between noon and 2 every single day. Yeah, and then this too, I started taking this, which I really love that we have. It's called 143. So this is the perfect portions of MCT oil and coconut oil. And it is, what else is in it? So it supports ketosis. It helps you produce more endogenous ketones so ketones that your body produces naturally, which is really hard to do without taking MCT oil and without taking exogenous ketones, because even like eating too many carbs or eating too many veggies or eating too much protein can throw you out. So that's why like I don't really got time to be perfect, and I get way too obsessive if I'm tracking every macro and calorie. If that works for you, great. It does not work for me. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do every single day. And if any of you all have any questions, please do not hesitate to post them in the comments. Welcome home. We are so glad you are here, and we are available. My admins and I are available to you, and anyone who invited you to this group. Reach back to them. If you can't get a hold of them, reach out to me, and we're here to help you find your better and live your best life and find your zest for life and that jump in your step again, just like I did a year ago. So glad you are here, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.